put here. Now the YouTube guys also, they can come in now. Right. Right, I will go with this PDF because PowerPoint is a little bit difficult for me. So I think you can see the screen here. So I can increase this one. Right, today agenda is we will first understand about the instant-based learning and what is model-based learning. There are two learning methodologies. One thing is called the instant-based learning, and the other one is the model-based learning. So that is one of the categorization of the machine learning classifications, machine learning methods. This is the third thing. Now, last day we have discussed two methods of categorizing machine learning, the types of machine learning according to two ways. I think you guys remember those things. Can you just put in the chat two methods based on what we are classifying those things? Like as an example, we have categorized like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and the reinforcement learning. That is one way of categorizing the machine learning, types of machine learning, based on what we have classified like that way. Okay, guys, can you please give your answers in the chat, because we want to go this thing as an interactive way. So guys, can you please put based on what we have categorized like that way? Any answers? Yeah, based on the supervision, but based on the supervision. And also we have come across with another categorization, that is batch learning and the online learning, based on what we have categorized like that way. Batch learning and online learning, the last day we have discussed. Yeah, that is the based on. Yes, other guys also. And please put your answers in the what we call not a direct message. Don't put direct messages. Put it visible to everyone. Yeah, it is based on the production or based on the model training. We can call it as the model training or based on the production. Okay, today what we are going to discuss instant-based learning and the model-based learning. That means the way of we are learning, or the way of the model is learning, the way of the machine learning system is learning. Okay, we are explaining like that way. Now, you know, like now if I teach you something, okay, there is a way of teaching. Okay, there is a way of teaching. It is like model training. It is like model training. I am training you. Okay, that is like that way. It is like the teaching methodology. Now, there is a way of learning also. Now, in some cases, you are learning, just learning. Some guys, they are learning carefully, take notes. They have a focused aim. They are writing all those things, very much focused and learning. Some guys just we have the recording, so I can later on listen to that, like that I learn. Some guys after the before the just the lesson before the lesson start, they can just skim the things and go. Okay, like that they're doing. Okay, there are way of learning. Okay, this is also like that. Machine learning also like that. They have different types of learning, but mainly when we learn something, Okay, for an examination, when we learn something, we use traditionally one methodology for the examination, and there is a good methodology as well. So what is the most common method, guys? For our learning purposes, what is the most common way? That means now tomorrow you have the examination. You know, like some questions which are coming for the examination. Okay, the lecturer has told you will be getting this type of questions. This question, surely you are getting this scenario. So what is your way of learning, guys? Tell me, can you tell me what is that method? What is that method, guys? What is that method? You give a name for that method. Your learning method. What is that? Guys, give me the answers. Huh? Please give the answers, guys. Now you will be having the examination tomorrow. Okay. Then the lecturer has already told that you will be getting this scenario under the machine learning. Because you know the ready-made question and you know the answer as well. So what is your way of learning now? Somehow you have to get marks for the examination. A simple question, guys. Are you there? Are you there? Give me the answers. Huh? Otherwise, this is like a normal lecturing session. So this is not like that way. So this is like more into this is like a mentoring session. So guys, give me the answers. What is that? Are you? Hey. No. Don't think with machine learning. Okay. I asked now tomorrow you have the examination. Past paper based. No. Don't think too seriously. Huh? You are you guys. You are too much into the academics. No. I'm asking. Tomorrow you have the examination. You know the answer for the question as well. Somebody has told. Okay. Suppose that you are. No. Don't come with very complex things. You all are very much complicated, guys. Cramming. Give a simple words, guys. Remembering, yeah. Memorizing answers. Yeah, good. Memorizing answers. You are using the memorizing. Okay. Practicing also means that you memorize. That means Girava method, parrot method. We are using the parrot method for that part. Okay, guys, that is one way. Okay, but now suppose that you are having an interview. You are having an interview. This interview also not like the normal interview. Suppose that it is a USA-based company. Okay, USA-based company. They know all of your behavior. They know that applicants are cheating. That's also they know. They know that applications are ready for ready-made questions as well. So they want to finalize whether you understood the concepts and you know the theory and you have the real project abilities or the technical abilities you have or not. They have to verify. Okay, and you will be having 1 month ahead for the interview. Okay, now tell me, guys, how do you prepare for that examination or that interview? What is the way? Are you going to memorize something? Because you do not know any questions which they are going to ask. They want to check about your technical abilities, and there is no specified questions also. Now, what is your way of practicing for that one? Guys, just give something. Just tell something. Okay, well, I'm not going to blame you. Also, just consider me as a friend, guy. Okay, you all are like consider me as a sir. That's why the problem. I'm not a sir. So, guys, very good. Formula new questions ourselves. One thing, yeah, that's one thing. Okay. The better answer than that one. Now, somehow you want to pass this examination. So, suppose that is a company which is based on the Silicon Valley. Okay, now background, that is Silicon Valley, guys. I have put it just to give you an inspiration. Okay. we want to try for that, and this is one of my dream. That's why I put it, and also I want to give you motivation. Do some research and practice. Yeah, good. What about that? Now, suppose in that type of interviews, now there are people who have faced those type of interviews, like Google, Amazon, Apple, that type of interviews. Some guys, some experts, they have faced for that examination, they have failed, and again they have applied, and after that they have passed that examination. So the interviews, they have passed. So they know the methodology behind that one. So they have made the framework. Okay, for this type of interview, you have to practice this way. Okay, so that is a model, guys. Okay, so there is a way of practicing for that one. So we can consider it as a framework, or we can just consider it as a model. Okay, so there, what you are learning, you are really learning for that one. Okay, and it is not like just an instant way. You are in the long, you will remember the things long-term wisely. Okay, that learning method, we call it as the model-based learning. So in the machine learning, there are also two types of learning methodologies. One thing is called instance learning, instance-based learning. It is like your normal memorizing method. And the other one is model-based learning, that is for long-term purposely, and you have a set of model, you have a model, you have a mathematical framework, you have to follow that. Okay, so when we are doing an implementation, in some cases we have to use instant-based algorithms. Okay, as an example, K nearest neighbor algorithm is a instant-based learning, and many of the algorithms they are model-based learning. Okay, the first of all, you want to understand that one. Okay, that is the third categorization of our machine learning types. Okay, and also we are targeting about the challenges in ML. What are the challenges? Okay, when we are implementing a project, guys, okay, this is not like you guys, machine learning is easy if you go with the right track. If you do not go with the right track, what you will do ultimately, you will build up a model, but you do not know why you have built up this model. Okay, and in the industry, they do not want somebody who can just build a model without knowing something. Okay, you have many of the YouTube videos, they will consider this way, and you can code those things. But if you just code it, and if you do not learn anything, if you do not know the mathematics behind that one, how this model has built, okay, why it is like that way, how do we split the data sets, okay, what are the features, what is called the feature extraction, okay, how do we figure out the best features, all those things you have to have a thorough knowledge. Okay, so that is one thing we call it as the challenges in. And we are going to discuss applications in ML. There are many applications in the machine learning domain, but there are many of very thousands of applications. But from those things, we are going to especially consider about B2B application. B2B applications means business to business applications. Okay, you have to have the knowledge of how to implement a business to business application when you want to go for the industry. There are many applications which can be considered as business to consumer application. If you have implemented a business to consumer application, that is okay. But when you have implemented a B2B application, then you will be having an added advantage. Okay, those things we will be discussing under the applications in ML. And then most important thing is the machine learning development lifecycle. I think you guys have heard about many of our guys, they are like the third year and fourth year guys, they know about the software development lifecycle. The machine learning also there is something called machine learning development life cycle. This is the everything from start to end. Okay, if you follow now, when you go for an interview, okay, in a we just consider about the product-based companies. The companies can be classified into two ways. One thing is a product-based company. That means they have their own products. The other one is it is a service-based companies. Normally, if you the larger product-based companies are the Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, those, and there are many, but those things you can consider as product-based companies, like Netflix. Those things you can consider product-based companies, the larger product-based companies. And like Siemens, it can be considered the services. They are providing the services, not the ready-made product. Okay, if you go for a product-based companies, you will be getting a high salary. So focus to that one. When you focus to that one, you won't. The first thing you want to understand how to understand end-to-end implementation. End-to-end implementation means understanding the business scenario, and the last thing is deploying this one in a cloud environment. Okay, though everything. That means the whole machine learning development life cycle. And the last thing what we are going to discuss now, there are roles, different roles related to data science. But many guys they do not know what is the specific thing in each data roles. What should be the qualification for what are the things we have to learn to go for this role, like that. So data engineer, the vast the classification like data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, and the machine learning engineer. Okay, yeah, I will come to that one at the end of the lesson, right? So just to recap of the last session, okay, we have discussed about the supervised learning, but I want to just give a just idea, just to memorize. Okay, this is just instance learning. Now we will be coming to these algorithms, okay, at the middle of our series. But just to remember, the most usable supervised learning algorithms are these things. K nearest neighbors we are using. I told something called KNN. And also I told that this is what, guys, you have to just remember. This is what? Is this instant-based learning? No, model-based learning. I have just told those things. You guys also have to remember those. KNN, is that instant-based learning or model-based learning, guys? Hello, guys. Is it instant-based learning or model-based learning? Very good. Yeah, Chanel, good. Instant-based. KNN means it is instant-based, okay? Right. The linear regression, the logistic regression, support vector machines, decision trees, and random forest, and the neural networks. Those things are the most common supervised learning algorithms. Okay, just get the photograph. Okay, that means you just remember these things. Okay, we'll later discuss about these things. And unsupervised learning. I told in unsupervised learning, what is the specialty in the unsupervised learning, guys? What is not available in unsupervised learning? Or how do we differentiate supervised learning and the unsupervised learning? Just give me the answer. Just quickly put the comment here. Very good. Other also cooperate and comment, guys. Cows, good. Output is not known or no label data. That means it is like black box. Okay, we do not know. There are some groups or there are some clusters, but we do not know what are they. As an example, that learning algorithm has given us some groups. Okay, this is one group. This is another group. This is another group. This is another group. Like that way, we can say, but there are no labels. Okay. As an example, supervised learning, you can classify as, the outputs. Okay. But here, you do not know what are these outputs. Okay. As an example, supervised learning, you can classify as, the outputs. Okay. But here, you do not know what are these outputs. Okay. As an example, supervised learning, you can classify as, the outputs. Okay. But here, you do not know what are these outputs. Okay. Okay, that means that's why we are calling those things no label. We do not know the labels of them. And most common unsupervised learning algorithms are clustering algorithms. Clustering, it has some clustering algorithms. Most common is the K-means clustering. Okay, DB scan, hierarchical cluster analysis. Okay, and also there are some anomaly detection and novelty detection. Under that, one class is VM and isolation forest. Okay, and visualization and dimensional reduction. Okay, I told in the last day, in the dimensional reduction is one of the common unsupervised learning thing. And guys, tell me, what do you call the dimensionality reduction? Before that, what is called the dimension? Dimensionality means what is called dimension? What is called dimension, guys? Give me the answers. Dimension. Just I'm asking a very simple question. What is the dimension? Hello, bros. Tell me the answers. What is called a dimension? No answers? YouTube? What is called dimension? Dimension means just the features, guys. Dimension means just the features. That means what is called the dimensional reduction? That means we are reducing the number of features. We are using a certain technique to reduce the dimension. What is that technique? The last day also I have asked the same question. What is the technique that we use to reduce the dimension? Good. Everybody, what is that? Principal component analysis. We are using PCA, principal component analysis. Okay. And under the visualization and the dimension reduction, we will be discussing this one. And the another one, that means in the market basket analysis, or we call it as the association tool mining, it also we will be having two methodologies, a priori and the A-class. Right. Okay. Right. This is one example for the clustering in a more meaningful way. You to understand, it will generate some clusters. That means some groups. That means, as an example, if you want to, now you have a blog, you have created a blog. Now you want to promote this blog. Okay. That means to your many of the audience, you should have many of the audience. Okay. So guys, I have seen when I was applying for one USA-based company, I have seen that they are targeting these type of blogs. You know that in USA, there are like the companies from 10 to 15 people, the small companies. Even it is a small company, they will pay a lot. They will pay a lot. What they are focusing, they are doing some like content creation, something like that, so that they will be using blogs. Now they want to have a data scientist to get the statistics of these blogs, and also they want to make this their business in an optimum way. So what are the things they want to do like that? This is also some kind of thing which is similar to that one. So if you want to understand how much visitors are coming to your blog, okay, and also after getting some kind of analysis, and after that you can do what which sort of target audience you should have, so that you can run a clustering algorithm on top of your blog. So that then after that, if by using clustering algorithm, they will the algorithm will specify the groups according to some kind of similarity, the age or some kind of thing. Okay, some kind of behavioral thing they will classify. We do not want to use the word classify. It is not actually classify. Classify means always it has a label data. So it will cluster or it will group. It will group, but there are no labels. But you can just identify what are these groups manually. after after clustered by the algorithm. And also visualization algorithms. Okay, guys, when data analyst is doing what? They are getting the insights by using the graphical methods. They are using visualizing techniques. In order to visualize something, you have to have some graphs. But when there are more features, it will be difficult to plot some. So using dimensional reduction techniques, you can reduce the features, and after that, you can make the complex content into a simple way, and you can identify what are the features available. Another one, why dimensionality reduction is important, guys. I will make this thing small, otherwise you can't see the things, right? Okay. Why, guys, this dimensionality reduction is very important in our machine learning tasks. When you are implementing a machine learning model for your research purposes or any other thing, always use this technique called principal component analysis. If you do not use principal component analysis for the model creation, that means you just have created a model. Okay. Why we are using this principal component analysis? Why are we using this dimensional reduction techniques? The reason is that when you insert garbage, you will get the output also garbage. That means garbage in gives garbage out. What is called this garbage in? That means unnecessary features, unnecessary data. If you put unnecessary data, the outcome also consists with unnecessary things. Okay, that's why you want to finalize what are the most suitable and what are the most important features. Those features only you want to feed. Okay, just having many features does not mean you are getting high accuracy. Okay, just having more features does not imply that you are getting high accuracy. In some cases, you are getting 100 accuracy. Okay, yeah, even though if you just carefully listen that one, you can understand there is some error, but it's called the overfitting. Okay, we'll come to that one later. So that means, guys, you want to get the accuracy by using on the relevant data. That's why we are using dimensional reduction. Okay. Now we will come to our first part, that is called the instant-based learning. Okay, the previous things all are relevant to the last day. Okay. Now from here onwards, we are going to start today's lesson. Instant-based learning, guys. Instant-based learning. I told you this is like system learns by heart, as the way you are remembering things. Okay, how do you do it? Okay, there are few steps you want to follow. Okay. This is the methodology of KNN, K nearest near algorithm. Okay, guys, see this diagram? Okay. In this diagram, you can see there are some triangles here. Now, this square thing is the new data point. Okay. Now, you want to find out to where this new data point should be located. Is that to here, this way cluster, or there? You want to find out. This instant-based learning, what they do, they will check the distance to nearby points. Okay. Now they will check the distance to this one. It is a triangle. And also check to the other one, the most closest one. It is also a triangle. Because of that, by considering those distance similarity, okay, they will tell, okay, when consider about this thing, the square is there, but the distance is more. Okay. Here, when consider that is also distance is more. Therefore, they will tell, this should be a triangle. Okay. Okay. Therefore, it will come to this group like that. If you make something by using a similarity measure, similarity measure, okay, that thing we call it as instant-based learning. Okay, it has mentioned here. System learns example by heart and generalizes the new cases by comparing it with the similarities. Generalize the new cases. So that means the new data point. Okay, where should be where this point should be located? It should, is it to here? Is it to there? Okay, to get that one, what is there? What is there? How do they generalize that one? By checking the distance of the previous records, distance of the previous data points. Okay, when considering the previous data points, they have understood that here those are triangles and they are squares, but the distance is more to squares, but less to these things. Therefore, I will consider this new data point should be a triangle by using the similarity measure. Is that okay? Instant-based learning, that's it. Okay, by using the similarity measure, something, okay, not always the distance. Okay, normally we are using the distance, but always there should be a similarity measure. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? What is called instant-based learning? Based on the similarity measure, we will generalize the new data points. Based on the similarity measure, we will generalize the new data points. You are not answering, guys. Answer. That is also one thing you want to understand when you want to go for the industry. Industry people, they will measure several things, not only just your technical abilities. Okay, you are having just technical abilities means you will be becoming some kind of person like the basic level person. If we have more things like asking questions, asking good questions not just asking the things. When you have a doubt, you should ask. You have to have that courage to ask that one. And if you understood that one, you have to give the feedback, because normally the industry, they have understood that the giving feedback, giving responses and the acknowledgement is less in the Eastern countries. It is more in the European countries. Normally the European countries, they will respond more than our people. They will share the knowledge more than our people. Maybe I have seen like our YouTube videos also, you are not sharing. You will just learn. Okay, why should I share these things? Like that way you will feel. And the main thing that the industry measures, how you are building the community. Because you are an asset to that people. They want to finalize whether this person is an asset to me, whether he can develop the community here, because they want to have profits. Okay, if you are just a person just getting the salary and just being there, that means that they are not taking somebody. Okay, so get those things. I have got several chances because of this thing, not because of the vast technical ability, because of the building of the network. Okay, you also have that one. Okay? Share the things and do respond. Okay, guys. Okay, that is instant-based learning. Is that clear? Instant-based learning. I want to have the answers, guys. Instant-based learning. Is that clear? Still not answering. Are you there? Are you there, guys? Yeah. Good. Now we'll come to the next. That is called the model-based learning. Model-based learning. Okay, that is also the next thing, that the interview thing. How we are preparing for the interview. In that way, the machine also learn in that way. Okay, how do you do that? So that they will build up a model. Okay, we are the people who are giving all the things based on a model. That means there is a function. There is a specific way of generalizing things. There is a specific way of generalizing the thing. Mathematical framework. There is a mathematical function to generalize the thing. We call this mathematical function as a model. There is a model means there is a mathematical function. Linear model, linear regression. It has a mathematical function. The most simplest linear regression is y equals mx plus c method. Okay. So this is a classification thing. We are using some kind of logistic regression or something. So there also the mathematics is involved. Okay. By using this dashed line, these triangles are divided to this one. The squares are divided to that. There is a boundary here. This boundary means it is a function, guys. This boundary means it is a function. We call this one as a model. We call this one as a model. Model-based learning means based on a mathematical function, generalize the things. Okay, don't remember, just understand. Based on a mathematical function, if we generalize means you are predicting for new data points. Generalizes mean for now we are using a training data set. Okay, we are using a training data set. That training data set means, guys, our examples. Okay. For the machine learning things, now you know that if I ask a baby by giving an apple, okay, and ask her to understand what is this thing, the first time she will consider like that way, and the second day or the third day she will tell like that is the apple. But in the machine learning we can't do like that. We have to feed more examples. Okay. That's because of we have several neurons in our brain. We can easily understand. Our brain is a very complex thing. But to give that ability, we have to train more examples. Training data means giving more examples. Or you can just understand, training data set means the examples. Okay. Then generalizing means you are testing it for new data set, new examples, okay, which is not seen before. Generalize. Okay, generalize. Understand that. So, guys, based on a mathematical function, if we generalize the thing, we call it as a model-based learning. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? Example for this one. Okay, there is a scenario. Does money makes people happy? Before to go for this one, okay, we want to finalize this question. Is it true, guys? Does money make people happier? Is it true? Is it true? Just don't think about the machine learning. Just tell me, okay, well, what is your opinion related to this? Okay, you don't get so serious, guys. This is not a question related to machine learning. I'm just asking, okay? Just asking to make you interactive here. Tell me, guys, does money makes people happier? Your opinion. So these days, yes, yeah. Me also, yeah. If we have more money, money cannot buy everything, but we feel happy, right? Because we feel like we can get something. Okay? Therefore, okay, now we want to verify whether money makes people happy by considering countries. So how to measure the wealthiness of a country? By using there are some indexes. The most the usable thing is the GDP per capita, gross domestic product per capita. Okay, that means the country, it has the total production. We call it as the gross domestic product. That means the total production of the country. Okay. If you divide it by the total population of the country, we call it as the GDP per capita. Okay, according to that one, still, no. Now, when you consider about this one, normally the Switzerland, the Norway, Sweden, those countries, the GDP per capita is very high. Okay, when you consider about the GDP thing, still I think the USA is the first. The China is going to overtake that one. I didn't get the recent one. So the China will be the second, and the near future China will be the first. According to the data science, India will be the first after like 200 years. After like 200 years, India will be the first. Okay. After like 500 years, Bangladesh will be the fifth one of this. Bangladesh will be the fifth. Nigeria will be the third, according to the data science. I have checked this one after like 10,000 years. Where is Sri Lanka is located? But it is not there. Okay, there is no Sri Lanka under the first hundreds. Even it is like 10,000 years. Also, it is like that. I have checked after 10,000 years. What is the first? That is India, guys, and you can see it. Okay, India. Right? Why? Again, this one. You can. Is that only the production, guys? That is not only the production. You can see the difference between Indian and us. Okay, I'm normally I'm not like a normally patriotic guy. The people are telling like, yeah, this is my country. I want to live here like that way. I was like that way earlier, but now I think I'm like more intelligent than that. Okay, so I can now, if you become like that way, that means you are biased to some. Okay, if you are a data scientist, you should not bias to some data points. Then you can't visualize the things properly. Okay, the most the biggest ability of the Indians that I have seen, that they are sharing their knowledge. Sri Lankans, we do not share. Indians, you see the YouTubes, they are sharing their knowledge to the world. And when they go for if you go for the big universities like the Cambridge University, Stanford, MIT, there are a certain amount of Indian percentages there. And what they are doing, they are building their community, and they are giving scholarships for the Indians in the MIT and the Stanford, because since I'm working as a research assistant, I know that they have in the Carnegie Mellon also, there is Indian community, and they are giving scholarships for Indians. They are targeting Indians. They want to build up their nation. Our guys, they are doing, and they do not do like that. That is the biggest drawback of us and the Indians. Indians do like that. Therefore, they are going to the peak level. Okay. That is one thing we want to get those things also, guys. Otherwise, it is very difficult to get out of this crisis, right, guys? Now this question. Now the countries like Hungary, Korea, the France, Australia, and the United States, it has mentioned their GDP like that way, and the life satisfaction 4.9, 5.8, 6.5, 7.3. I think it is under 10. I have extracted this from a book. Okay, this book has taken those things from a real world data. Okay, so now, okay, guys. Okay, see, if you plot these data points, okay, that means one thing you can take it as x-axis, and the other thing you can take it as a y-axis, because since there are very small features, you can use this coordinate axis and plot. If you plot it, guys, you can see that they have taken life satisfaction as the y-axis, okay, and GDP per capita as the x-axis. Okay, now you can see the data points are going like this. Now the blue color things, just see about this blue color thing. Those are scattered. When the data points are scattered like this way, okay, like randomly scattered. If it is randomly scattered, we call a name for that one. We call it has a data noise. Remember that name. when the data points are randomly scattered, okay, we call it as it has a noise. It has a noise. That means you can't identify things. You can't figure out the pattern. But even though, if you consider about, even though it has a noise, you can see it is slightly increasing, guys. If you figure out these things, you can see it is slightly increasing. And if you figure out this point and this point, this point, and this point, okay. Or otherwise, if you try to draw a best fit line, you can see now best fit line. Best fit line means uh, uh, a line that you can draw, which is what we call, which is not biased to anything, and which is covered more data points, which is going in a what we call in the average way. We can consider it as a best fit line, the line which is best suited for that scenario. Okay, if you draw it like this way, you can see it as a somewhat linear way. So you can consider it as a, if you draw the line across these red points, you can see it is a linear line. Okay, then if it is a linear line, you can see if this is going and crosses with this y-axis. Okay, so it is like y equals mx plus c. Okay, so you can say life satisfaction is the y equals, and the mx plus c, m is the gradient or the slope. Okay, so we have taken theta1 as the gradient, x means this one, b per capita, and this intercept we have taken is as the theta naught. So this is a equation of a straight line. Okay, so guys, this is the model. This is the model. Okay, this is the model. Okay, since it you can see there is a slightly increment way, and also you can see a linear function. So that thing you can consider as the model. So in different scenarios, you can see different types of functions. So here I want to just figure out what is that model. So I have considered only about this more data points, and I can get a generalization by using a linear function. Okay. Determine the best model using the parameters. Now, this theta naught, theta1, these constants values, these are not actually constants. You can change these things. So you can consider those things as parameters. You can give some values for these things. Okay, so this these things we call this as the variables, y variable and the x variable. Independent variables is the x, y is the dependent variable, and this theta naught and the theta1 we call them as parameters. Now when you change these parameters, the line also change. Okay, if you change the parameters, what will happen? The line also change. Okay, that's why you have taken this line, this line, this line. When you change the things, the line also change. Right. Now you will ask a question, what will be the most suitable parameters? Okay, how do we specify that one? There are two methods to consider that one. Okay, one thing is called the utility function or the fitness function. When you consider about linear regression, something like that, you want to consider the fitness function. Okay, or we can consider it as the utility function. Sorry, utility function, or not the fitness function, utility function, or we call it as the fitness function. Sorry, utility function and the fitness function. Okay, sorry. Utility function, there is another name for that one. We call it as the fitness function. Okay, when you consider the linear regression, something like that, you can use this utility function or the fitness function. What do you mean by this utility? Utility or the fitness means, now when you consider, guys, this scattered data points, you can see these are the exact trainee data sets. These are the exact data points that you have got. That means this is the available data points. Now, what are you doing by using a model? We are doing a generalization. Generalization means you are going to predict for the new data points. Okay. Now, therefore, this line, the line of the model, that means it is the expected result. It is the expected result. These are the actual results. Actual results means the available data. These are the real data points. This line, and it is going through something, some data points. Those are the expected. There is a difference between, there can be a difference between the exact points and the expected points. What is called the exact points? That is an available thing. Now here, how these things, we didn't draw anything here. These are the available data points. We just put those things. After that, this line, that is something that we have made. We have changed the parameters and we have tried to change it, and we have drawn. That is our expected result. That is our model. Model means not the real value. That is something we are expecting. Okay, guys. Now, there is a difference between this expected result and this real values or exact data points. To have the best fit model, the difference between exact and expected should be very low. If it is low or zero, if it is zero, means you are getting the expected result across all the data points, all the available data points. If it is the difference between those things are zero. Okay, right. Okay, I think you have understood about the exact data points and the expected data points. Okay, guys. Now, what do you mean by this utility function? Utility function means how good your model is. Okay, by using your model, if you can understand how your model is deviating, how your model is, how much it is good, okay, we call it as the utility or the fitness function. In the normal linear regression things, we will use cost function. In the cost function, we will discuss how bad your model is. How bad your model is. That means since there is a difference between expected and the exact points, since always there is a difference between expected values and exact values. That means you can see the badness, how bad your model is. Your bad should be what, guys? Your bad should be maximized or minimized. Tell me, guys, to have a best model, your bad value should be maximized or minimized. Give me the answer, guys. Minimized. Good. Okay, minimized. Okay, so we will use this thing for our linear regression. Okay. Okay, we want to minimize the bad value. Right. Okay. So by minimizing that bad value, we will get this line. We call it as the best fit model. Okay, by changing those parameters, theta naught and theta values, by changing, okay, changing the values, we will get the very low bad value. Okay, or very low cost function, very low cost function, or minimized cost function. We call it as the best fit model. Right. Okay, that part is finished. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? If it is clear, do a thumbs up. Right, guys? Is that clear? The first part is finished, and we want to do many parts here. Okay, we will have these things that is under the challenges in memory. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Are you there? Are you there? Quickly. Are you there? Are you listening to me? Is this clear or is this boring? Why are you not using your fingers to just type this one, guys. Yeah, good. Hasna says it is clear. Kavisha, clear, right? Okay, good. I really appreciate if you can give me the responses. Okay, guys. Challenges in okay, there are certain challenges when we are going to do end-to-end implementation. There are certain challenges. One thing is the data. From data collection onwards, it is a challenge. Okay, insufficient data, non-representative data, poor quality data, irrelevant features, overfitting and underfitting, software integration, deployment, and the cost. Okay, we will see these things one by one. Okay, data collection. This is the first challenge. Actually, this data collection is coming under data engineering. Data engineering. But if you are a person who is getting the responsibility in the small or medium-sized company, you have to do the data engineering task as well. That means data collection part also you want to do. So end-to-end implementation you want to do, right? Data collection. When you consider about the data collection, what are the challenges? Now, consider like some of guys, you are doing researches. Okay, some of we have finished the researches, some of are hoping to do the researches. The first thing is the challenge is how to get the data, guys. How to get the data. Now you are going to the field and you are collecting data. Some of you are getting the data by using a Google form. Some of you are getting the data by going to the field and doing a survey by using questionnaire, or you are interviewing and you are getting the data. That's one. But just imagine very large company. Okay, you can't always get the data by just questioning the things. Very difficult, and the amount of the responses are not that good. Okay, the thing is the mental inertia. People are not willing to respond. But if they are entertaining something, we can get the feedback very easily. As an example, in the social media, we have seen like comments for something like not like educational thing, for something like political. Do you want to see Gota is going home, or you want to see Ranil is going home? You will quickly go and yeah, we'll put the comment like that day you are putting for a cricket match. Yeah, we can see when there is a live comment, we can see where there are very much response. Okay, so that means when they feel something enjoyable, okay, normally the educational tasks they are not that very high mental inertia is there. Therefore, they are not responding well. But for like the cricket matches, the football matches, films, or like the parties, and also the propaganda, political propagandas, they are responding. Okay, so normally when you want to get some data, there are two methods we can use. One thing is called the API method. That means by using the application programming interface, we will consider these things. Okay, but now here at this point, you can understand. You can just remember there are two methods that we are commonly use. One thing is called the API method, and the other thing is the most common method. That is called the web scraping. Web scraping. That means you will get the data from by using the some of a code environment. You will take the data, you will extract the data from there, you will get the data. Okay, ways we are getting the data. We will discuss end-to-end about this API and the web scraping when we go our further things. Okay, these things are the things you want to learn from here, this series, because these things in the academy we will not learn these things, the web scraping. But in the web scraping, you want to know how to do the web scraping when you want to go to the data engineering field, right? That is one challenge. Okay, data collection is one of the tricky things. Is insufficient. Okay, that's the same question. But we'll see what is this insufficient data. Okay, we'll see how not toddler. Okay, mistake, toddler. Okay, then toddlers, how to what is an app? Okay, Toddler can learn at once. Okay, we will consider it as a one-shot learning. One-shot learning is just the opposite of the neural network. Okay, there is a concept called the one-shot learning. That means just giving one example, it learns the things. But normal neural networks, you can't learn like that. You want to have many data. For small example also, you want to feed many data. But for a big scenario like the image classification or a voice recognition, you want to feed like millions of data. Okay, but even though you are feeding that type of data, there can be some kind of insufficient data. Okay, that means in your model there can be some insufficient data. This is one of the research that conducted by the Microsoft. They want to figure out, okay, for the accuracy, what will affect mostly? Is that the number of data, or is that the best algorithm? Okay, now there are some algorithms which suits for some kind of scenarios. We have specified this algorithm is best suited for this scenario. Okay, as an example, you can say like for the linear, for your understanding, I can say for predicting of a house price. Okay, house price, we can say the multilinear regression model. Multi-valued linear regression is a best suit algorithm. Even the linear regression is also best suit algorithm, because if you are having like the linear pattern, okay, like that way, for specific scenarios, we can identify according to the behavior of the data. This algorithm is best suit for this one, like that. But this Microsoft research, they have identified like when you have more data, okay, like consider like there is a best algorithm, but you will be having like 10,000 records. You will be having 10,000 records, but it is nominated as the best algorithm. But there is average algorithm. It has 1 million records, or like 100,000 records. They have identified like by checking out for several incidents. They have checked that when the amount of data is more, the accuracy will be more. That means it can even be the best algorithm as well. That means when considering about the machine learning problem, guys, the most dominant thing is the amount of the data. Okay, so if you do not have insufficient data, that means you will be getting error. Okay, the third thing is non-representative training data. Even you have the data, if there are some data which is not representing something, according to the previous thing, okay, previous our like what is our problem? Happier. The money makes happier. Money makes happier. In there, we have considered like some countries, okay, but consider like this Norway, Switzerland, and the Luxembourg. We didn't check for the survey. We didn't check it for the survey. But if you consider that thing as well, you can see the data points will be like here. Okay, now earlier our line of best fit is going like this way. Okay, earlier, without considering about the Norway, Switzerland, and the Luxembourg, your straight line or your linear model is going like that. But when you consider about these things, what will happen? It will be going like this way. That means your line is changed. That means you will be getting a very different result. Okay, that means now here these things you can consider as non-representative according to the previous scenario. It is non-representative. If there is non-representative data, you will get the ultimate different thing. That means you will feel like it is accurate result, but it is not accurate. As an example, if I say like this question, now you want to consider, you want to do a survey related to the coming T20 World Cup. If you get if if you get the survey by using the Google form or using the LinkedIn, okay, when you consider about the LinkedIn, you have a community which is very well compared to your normal community. That means the people that you are associated. If you ask the questions by telling giving 10 countries and ask which country will win the next World Cup, what they will respond, because you will be having the more Sri Lankan community. They will respond Sri Lanka. If you have asked the Indians, if you are giving the questions for the Indians, they will respond it is India. If it is Australia, and if you ask it from the Australia, they will respond the answer as Australia. That means if you, in your sample, if you don't have the proper variance, okay, you will get the what we call the not accurate result. That means you have to have a good representation. Otherwise, you will get, what's that? Wrong answer. That is also a challenge. How your data universally represent the things. Okay, there we can understand this non-representation, guys. We can understand in two ways. One thing is called the sample noise, and other thing is called the sample bias. Okay, noise means, guys, scattered the data. I told that, scatter the data randomly. Okay, they are what is called the sample noise. That means you will be having very small data set. You will be having very small data set. That small data set you do not represent. You do not represent the exact things like this. When the sample is very small, non-representative data as a result of chance. Since you are having a very small data set, you won't be representing whole. That is called sample noise. Again, guys, since you are having a very small data set, very small sample, it does not represent the total value, overall value. What is called the sample bias, guys? When you are having a very large data set, even though you are having a very large data set, it does not represent the overall picture. Okay. In some cases, the same cricket example, if you consider, you are going, you will get in the data from the Indians. You are getting the data from the Australians. You are getting the data from the New Zealanders. You are getting the data from the Sri Lankans. But you have asked those questions from in the Australia also, you have asked the same questions from Indian guys only. Australia, there are some Indian audience. You have asked it from the Indians. In the New Zealand also, you have asked it from the Indians. India also, you have asked Indians. And Sri Lanka also, there are some Indian guys. You have asked the same question. So the answer is India. So that type of thing we can consider as a sample bias. It is biased to something. Non-representation, biased to something. A very good example is there is a journal called the Literary Digest. Okay, they have done a research, a survey in 1936. There was the First World War. In those durations, there was the president for the election. There were two people. One thing is the Roosevelt, who has become the president of the USA, and the other one is the Land. He is the opposite candidate of this one. Now this Digest has done a survey, and those days what they have done, they didn't have email, okay, and also the telephone conversation also very much less those areas. What they have done, they mailed. Mail means the post. They have posted mails, and after that they have given like the envelope and the what we call the stamps, okay, to give the responses. And they have taken 4 millions of records. They have got responses like 4 million records. They have seen, like, according to their survey, they have identified Landon will win by 56%. That means he will get the 56%. That means the upcoming president will be Land. But the actual result was Roosevelt has won by 62%. The reason was when they have sent those things, this is more biased to the land because the wealthy people only responded that one. So for Roosevelt, only like the poor guys, they have responded because they thought that why should we respond in like that? Like they have thought like that because therefore the survey did not respond. The survey did not represent some of the values. So it is sample bias. Right. Then the poor quality of data, because the data pre-processing and the data engineering task, the pre-processing and cleaning your data is the most tedious task in your complete data science domain. Okay, the reason is the data can be in very different formats. Some data will be in the CSV format, JSON format, Excel format, and also the XML like that way, and also some kind of database records are there, different formats. And also some kind of missing values, and also outliers. Outliers means like very different values, okay, not common values. Some kind of anomaly is available. So what you want to do, you want to figure out this one. You want to make this data quality. If you do not provide quality data, you will get the garbage out. You have to have quality data to get the real valued output. So one thing you can do, like if there are some missing values, you can fill those missing values by using an average value or the median values, or you can just remove if it is like if the data is not available, or at least 5% is only available, you can remove that column. You can remove the outliers by using by that way you can do the what we call what is that? You can make the data quality. The irrelevant features means there are some unnecessary features. As an example, like if I consider about a marathon or marathon, okay, marathon we'll consider. Now we will select applicants from different areas of the country. Okay, for the database, we will input their height, their weight, their what we call their diet condition, okay, or their healthy condition, and their location. Out of those features, tell me irrelevant feature, guys. Irrelevant feature. Irrelevant feature. Respond, guys. Irrelevant feature. Out of those things. Fitness level is there, height is there, weight is there, healthy condition is there, and also the location is there. Can you tell me a irrelevant feature to determine their whether this person is suitable for the marathon or not? We are going to determine that one. Yes, guys, location. Okay, you can't say that the Canby guy can run faster than the Colombo guy or Goal guy. You can't say like that. Okay, so it is an irrelevant feature. If there is an irrelevant feature, if it is available, okay, if it is available, you will get a very unnecessary output. Okay, okay, that means some like this way. If you want to consider about the educational status, okay, or the educational status, or you can say out of box thinking, or the imagination power. If you want to consider the imagination power, okay, imagination power means actually it's the wow factor. Wow factor. You want to consider the wow factor of you. Wow factor means how differently you are thinking, so that you will be taking like UA level result, okay, UA level result, and also you will be thinking what are your awards, those things you are taking, and also with that one you will be taking your district. Okay. That means if the district is available, that means it is a irrelevant feature. You can't say that the Anuradhapura guy is his wow factor is more than the other district or something. Okay. So if there is a irrelevant feature, always you are getting the output as the wrong output you are getting. So you want to remove those things. Okay. And also there are some, if there are more features, that means you can't visualize the thing properly. And also if it also will give unnecessary things. So what you want to do, you want to first remove the unnecessary features. And if there are some features which is quite relevant, but since it is available, you will feel like your data set will be becoming complex. You want to do what? You want to do the feature reduction. Dimensional reduction you can do. Okay, so combining existing features. Okay, you are combining existing features and reducing it to one thing. And also, if you want to generate a new feature, all of those complete thing, we call it as the feature extraction. Feature extraction is one of the most important thing when you are preparing your data. Feature extraction. Feature extraction means, first of all, you want to remove the unnecessary features. If there are some features which are relevant to that one, you want to do the dimensional reduction by using PCA. And also, if you want to have another feature which is not available in your dataset, but you want to generate one, you can generate a new column for that one. Okay, all of those things, by combining all of those things, you can say it is the feature extraction. Okay. Then the overfitting. Overfitting. Oh. To give the overfitting idea, I can say like this way. Okay, I will tell you like this way. Okay, okay. I will come to a conclusion like this way. Okay, I am considering my research time, and I am teaching these guys the industrial training. But these guys, they are not sharing these things. They are just keeping them only to them. Where is selfish fellows? I will be feeling bored about these guys. That is not my actual thing. Okay. Okay. If I come to a generalization, that is considered as an overfitting. Okay. That means related to something. Okay. I have concluded it into the all data points. Okay. If it is, okay, if it is what we call I have concluded, that means related to something, I have considered to the whole thing this way happening like that. This is called like, that is my generalized idea. Okay, another example, if I tell like this way. Now, if you have gone to a foreign country, or the foreigner has come to Sri Lanka, and he has used a TikTok, and the TikTok person has taken like this is like a 100 rupees journey, but this guy has taken 5,000 rupees from the foreigner. Then the foreigner considered like all the TikTok people, not TikTok, what is that? Tuk-tik. Oh, 3 guys. Okay. 3 guys. The word is not coming up. All the tuk-tik. Tuk-tuk. Okay. Tuk-tuk. All the tuk-tuk guys. All the tuk-tuk guys are thieves. That means it is a generalization, but it is not represented at all. Now, guys, the machine learning also like that. If you come across with the machine learning models also can go like that way. That means you are getting some idea. By considering the idea, you will consider the whole data set as that way. You will consider whole data set as this. This whole data set is behaving like this way. It is called, guys, overfitting. Okay. All tuk-tuks, all tuk-tuk guys are thieves. Overfitting. All these members are selfish members. What is that? Overfitting. Okay. If it is overfitting, you can see these are the available data points. Available data points. That means your function, your model is going through all the data points. That means it is true for your training data. Okay, that means I have used a tuk-tuk. That guy is a thief. That is my training. Okay. Okay. I have taught somebody. Okay. I have taught somebody, but those guys were selfish guys. But that doesn't mean like all the students in the group are not selfish. Okay. But my training data set, it is true for my training data set. Okay. It is very well suited for my training data set. It is very well suited for my example, but it doesn't generalize the real way. Okay, it doesn't generalize the real way. Overfitting means, guys, true for training data, but does not true for or does not give the real output for the generalized thing. Or you can say it is very well suited for the training data, but it does not generalize well. Consider about the text trade example. That example is okay for his training data set, but that doesn't mean that all tuk-tuk guys are thieves. Okay, you can't say like that. Is that clear? Overfitting? Okay, why this overfitting is happening? Okay, overfitting happens because of your model. When your model is too complex, just see. This your model is like a very curvy thing, very complex curve, very complex model is this. If your model is too complex, you can ultimately come with the overfit. Okay. And also, if there are high noisiness available in your data, very high random scattering is there, you will be come across with the if your data is scattered randomly several places. Okay, several places scattered, you can't find out a pattern. If it is like that way, you can say overfitting will be available. So how do you overcome the overfit? How do you overcome the overfit? Simple thing you want to do. You have to make your model simpler. You want to make your model simpler. That means if it is like a curve, you can make it as a linear way. You can convert it to a linear. Okay. Make your model simpler. Or if you have more features, reduce those features. Then you can reduce the overfit. Okay. Understood. So we will be using a technique to reduce the overfitting. We call it as the regularization. Okay. That means what we are doing in the regularization, we will make our model simpler. Understand that. We will make our model simpler. That is called regularization. So guys, to do this regularization, we will now in our model, we will be having certain parameters. Okay, we will assign some values for the parameters and check in about how is our model is behaving. We call this assigning different values for our parameters. We call it as hyperparameter tuning. Assigning different values for our model parameters, we call it as hyperparameter tuning. Okay, right. Then we will consider the opposite of the overfitting. It is called the underfitting, guys. Underfitting means, guys, you have to have a complex model, but you have a very simple model. As an example, you are having a very scattered data, but you have drawn, but your model is like just a linear model. Very complex data points are available, but your model is just a simple linear one. That just doesn't generalize well, because that does not represent your data points properly. So that thing we call is that underfitting, guys. Okay. So how do you overcome the underfitting? You are having a very simple model. That's why you are getting underfitting. So you want to have a complex model for that one. And also you are having a very simple features or very small features, very less number of features you have. What do you want to do? You want to have more number of features. Okay, guys, remember this one. If the training error is low, that means you are not getting error in the training way. When you are training, you are not getting an error. But the generalization error, that means when you are testing or validating, you are getting very high error. That means it is something which is happening for that means it is tends to the overfit. If your training error is less, but your validation error is high, we call it tends to the overfit. Also, guys, in your model, if you get 100% accuracy, normally you can't get 100% accuracy. If you get 100% accuracy, remember that your model is overfitted, guys. Your model is overfitted. What do you want to do? You can't go with that model. Okay. If it is a simple linear one, you can't go with that one. You want to change the parameters. You want to change the parameters. And also, if you have reduced some features, not reduce. If you have more features available, what do you want to do? You want to reduce the features by using principal component analysis. Then also you can get the accurate data. Right. We have discussed this one. Okay. In some cases, guys, you can't have more data. Okay, you can't have more data. So that one, what you can do, your training set, you can hold some, you can make the training set as batches. You can subdivide your training data set. And part of that data set, you can hold it as a validation data set. Okay, you can try it for that. And also you can reuse the training data set. In that way, you can have a proper validation. Okay, guys. Then one challenge of this one also a challenge, software integration. Now, after building the machine learning model, guys, okay, you want to integrate it, this one in different platforms, Linux, Windows, Mac platforms. The integration also some kind of integration problems are occurring. So you want to consider that one as well. And also the deployment. When you host it to the cloud environment, okay, you want to know the things. In some cases, you can't use the batch learning. Batch learning does not give the accurate rating when it is like something like a recommendation system. In that case, you have to have a online training, online learning methodology. Okay, that thing also you want to consider. Cost. Now, when we consider about our budget for a specific research, we are not actually tallying with that budget. Okay, there are some kind of unnecessary expenses or some kind of unavoidable expenses will come. So that those things also you want to consider. So those are also a challenge. Right, that is, guys, what is that? We have finished that part. Challenges of ML. Now the applications of ML. Very interesting thing, this one. Applications in ML. There are different types of applications. Okay, the normal applications, you know, that YouTube recommendation, you know, those things, and the Facebook recommendations, Facebook notifications, you know that. Okay, the chatbot. Okay, that chatbot thing also, you know, that it is application of the machine learning. Okay, now those things we can consider business and communication. Chatbot means business to communication, B2C application. But we are going to discuss about B2B application, business to business application. There I have mainly considered about these 7 things, and these 7 things also I will more specifically discuss about 5 things here. The retailing means, guys, the supermarket, transportation, manufacturing, banking, social media, space exploration, and medical. These are the 7 most dominant domains. Okay, if you can have at least one application out of these things, you are very well suited for the industry. That means you will win the industry. I will tell you in the next day the best suit projects that you have to do when you want to get a high salary scale. Okay, but I will give my experience as well, because I am dealing with one of the USA company, guys. It is not good to tell the salary, but it is a very some kind of high amount. some kind of high amount, because I have gone in the right way. The right way. One camera has on. Nipuna, your camera has on. On means what's that? On, is that on? On. Right. Okay. So there is a way of winning that one. So you want to implement certain things to showcase your talents. Yeah, one thing is the design, and now supermarket thing. Okay, now one thing. Now tell me, guys. I think you most of you guys have done shopping in Kiehl's, Cargill's, or Apico, like the supermarkets. Okay, when you are getting some goods, okay, after going to the after going to pay the bill, what is the first thing they ask? What is the first thing they are asking? You have on the privilege card. What is the first thing they're asking? Have you guys gone for do the shopping there? What is that? What is the thing they're asking? If you have a privilege card, but they have asked, but they're asking mobile number. Okay, have you guys thought why they are asking the mobile number? That means in any case to inform you something. Or that means if there is some error or a mistake you have done, just to communicate with you. Is that thing? Or is that the primary key of that? No, it is not the primary key, guys. Okay, primary key is not your mobile number. Your ID number is the primary key. Okay, why they have taken your mobile number? That's because, guys, now you are not only doing shopping in that Kiehl's. After going to the this one, after doing some shopping, in one day you will be going to hospital. You will get some treatments from the hospital, like that way you are having diabetes or something, any other thing, heart pressure or something, you are getting treatments. You are giving the same mobile number to that hospital. After that, you will be going to another one, restaurant or something, or you will be going to some functions, okay, fun activity. They also, when they ask the thing, you will be providing your mobile number, the same mobile number, and you guys have the smartphone. Now the data, guys, you know that now all the WhatsApp, all all those communication things, they will take your metadata. Metadata means not the data, the in-depth data. Metadata means data about the data. That means your behavioral pattern can be identified by using the what we call metadata. Now, why they have taken your mobile number? By having your mobile number, they can generate your own profile. Now, when you go to another shopping market, that data also will be coming to this profile and inserted, automatically inserted using machine learning. It is inserted. When you go to hospital, that is also available. Now, after then what's the machine learning engineer doing? They finalize these. Okay, if you want to do some promotion, oh yes, think like a girl, she has gone to like the beauty care salon, something like that. Okay, now the Kiehl's has ordered some beauty care items. Now they want to promote this to the specified people. Now there are like thousands of millions of people are consuming the goods, but that good is only for some certain domain. So they want to target only these people. Then the cost is less. That's why they are taking your mobile numbers. Okay, remember that. Okay, right. That is one thing. Understood? Then the mobile number they are taking to generate your own profile by using the machine learning. You will be adding your other data also, other metadata also there. So then the business, they can communicate the relevant things easily with a low cost. And also there are some things like now there are some festivals are coming. When the festivals are coming, now they want to identify now these goods will be finishing. The stock will be unavailable after some time. Now some goods the stock will be available. They will figure out what they have to order or what they have to what they do not want to order, so that they want to understand about the stock. By using the past data, they can figure out that one. They want to have the machine learning for that. And also now the rack arrangement in the stock market. You know that there is a specific way of arranging the racks. So there we have used the association tool mining. There, that is also machine learning. When it comes to the bank and finance, guys, is that a transportation? Where is transport? Yeah, bank and finance. Did you guys consider about how this loan approval is happening? Okay, one day I have gone to the bank and just discussed it, because normally I want to figure out these how these machine learning things are happening inside some sectors. So normally when I go with my mom, and normally I will discuss with the people. Okay, you also have that attitude. Okay, one day I have gone to the credit officer in the what we call the Sampat Bank. I asked about how this loan thing is happening, but he didn't give me the right answer for that, because they do not normally tell those things. But later on, I have a friend also. Now he's working as a the banking sector, a small person, like not a assistant manager or somebody. He told me the exact thing what is happening there. Actually, guys, now when you now the thing like how they are approving the loans. Now consider like you have the documentation, bank documentation, bank statements, and also you have somebody who can protect you like that way. That means who is responsible on you. Okay, who will be paying the bills if you do not pay the thing. Okay, then your nominator. Then if you have all those things, okay, and you are nicely dressing, you are coming with a very high vehicle, okay, and to just impress the bank manager, nicely dressed with coming vehicle, and also you are going to his place also, just imagine. But even though the loan is not approved, the reason is the loan approval is happening in 2 stages. The first thing is the machine learning stage. You are submitting your documents, and there is a person who is entering the data to that one. So after analyzing, just he's just a typist. Okay, he's entering your data to a certain Excel sheet. Then that data set converted into a CSV file or just in the Excel format. It is sent to the machine learning model, okay, as a data set. Then what is the task of the machine learning model? It will compare your data with the past defaulters' data. Defaulters means those who did not pay the loans, and check the similarity index. If your similarity index is 70% or more than that one, the machine learning model will tell that he is also default. He does not pay the loan. So if it comes to the loan manager or the credit officer, he will, without looking about your documentation, he will tell that the loan is not approved. Suppose that you will be getting like 20% or less than that one by the machine learning similarity index. Then the second stage, you will be going to the second stage, and after analyzing your other things, your capability, the manually, a credit officer will determine whether he is approving it or not. Okay, so that is happening in the banking sectors, and also there are banking sectors when you want to do like promotions also, they will be using machine. Okay, guys, is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Okay, these things are normally, I don't think like you can get those things from the YouTube or any other things. Okay, I strongly believe that you can't get things from the Coursera as well, because these things what I have experienced and what I'm doing, and this thing I experienced when I was going with the Uber tuk-tuk. Okay, guys. Now I have seen my mobile phone. It has one interface, and the I have accidentally seen that the tuk-tuk driver's mobile phone, it is a different thing. And it has something like this way. And after that, I have checked it from the internet. And what are these things? I first asked this from the tuk-tuk driver, and he told that these are the more traffic areas. If we go to this area, he told that we will be having what is the Uber will pay us double. That is his, according to his knowledge, he has told that. But later on, I understood that, yes, actually, they will be getting more because these are the high demand areas, like there's a peak time areas. As an example, like the morning 6:30 to 7:30, just imagine. Where now in that type of areas, you will be having a high demand. That means you are also ordering tuk-tuk. Therefore, the tuk-tuk people are coming to this area. Therefore, they will be getting added additional hires there. But the same time, at the peak time, Uber will ask more from you. They will get more from you and they will pay to the driver. Why they are doing like that? Because they want to balance that demand and supply. To balance the demand and supply, what they are doing, they will increase the amount they are paying for the what we call driver, and the same time they will ask more from you and paying that on tuk-tuk. It is not a expense for the tuk-tuk, it is expense for us, right? Okay, that is the transfer. All this thing happening with machine learning. Manufacturing, I have taken the Tesla as an example. The reason is because it is very much automated. Now, normally now, when you are ordering a Tesla car, you have to be in a queue. Before at least 6 months, I don't know the exact time, you have to order it. By paying the total amount, you have to order the vehicle. Okay, now, and all those, this engine hosting, all of those things are happening like these type of robo arms. Now, guys, just imagine now, if one of these robo arms is damaged or it is not working properly, then your the manufacturing process also will be delayed. Now, like if you pay for the money for 6 months, pay before 6 months, and you want to have that vehicle exact time. Now, if this is damage, and if you are, if the Tesla company is telling like, since there is a damage, we can't give you the exact time, it will be delayed by 1 month. So it will be a bad impression for the Tesla company. So what they are doing, these robo arms, they will be having IoT sensors. IoT devices are available. When these things are working, if they have detect some failure, by using the noise, okay, there are some noise sensors. Also, there are some wheel sensors. By using anyway, they can identify, okay, now this is after 2-3 months, this will be having a failure. So they can pre-ready for that one. Okay, they can pre-ready for that one, because after 2 months, there will be a damage. Okay, so we call this thing as a pre-maintain. This IoT based, this one also, the predictions given. Okay, there's a reveal detection, all those things are happening with the machine learning, the predictive maintenance. And the consumer internet, Twitter. Now, guys, you understood like how the YouTube is earning. You know that because they are paying and they will be having a high audience like that. But how the Twitter is earning? Normally, those people they thought that the Twitter will be bankrupt. Okay, earlier. But Twitter has done a very nice financial model. What they have done, normally, if you have a Twitter account, I also had, started my Twitter account very recently. Okay, because I think you guys also, if you do not have a Twitter account, you should have a Twitter account, because Twitter means it is a different kind of domain. LinkedIn, it is a different kind of domain, and Twitter is a different kind of domain. Facebook is a different account. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have an Instagram account. Okay, those things I don't have, but I have now my LinkedIn account is running very smoothly, and I will be getting very high comments from the Twitter. And I think I all of the things that I have earned, that is the entire credit should go to the LinkedIn. I believe that from the Twitter also we can get something like that. That's why I have started the Twitter account. You guys also do like that, because these are secrets, guys. Because guys, Twitter, you if you post something or the blog, okay, there is something like the comment like that, a tweet. We call it as the tweet. Tweets. Okay. Now there's now if this is a if there is a political propaganda, just imagine political propaganda. If there is something like that, there are large audiences located to that part. Now, Twitter, what can do this one? They can do a sentimental analysis. In natural language processing, there is something called the sentimental analysis. They can identify now those the tweeting things are exactly true. They are honestly putting their comments there. Now you know that, guys, with the politics, the stock market prices also change. Now it's suppose that now Gota will go home. After Gota has he stepped down, you can see some kind of stocks in the stock market will be coming down, and some kind of stocks will be going increased. That will happen to the other political propaganda as well. There is a correlation between that, because all are interconnected to each other. What the Twitter can do, now they can say that I can see this type of poll by using the NLP, sentimental analysis. We can see this is the result, okay, because they can put forward that one by using the machine learning, and they can get the idea, and they can reveal it to some companies. They are going to invest in the stock market. Then they tell that if you invest this one, you will get a higher profit. Okay, from that, now the result is happening through the Twitter, because the Twitter is going getting some kind of commission. There will be like larger audience, not only this political, some kind of some scenarios, some related things. The Twitter is earning money. Right, the machine learning development life cycle. That is the next thing that we want to discuss. Guys, are you there? Machine learning development life cycle, guys. Here we are considering how to do an end-to-end project. The main steps of the MLDLC, that means machine learning development life cycle. First thing, guys, you want to frame the problem. You want to clearly identify the problem. You want to identify the business scenario. Then you want to gather the data. You want to do the pre-processing, clear the data, exploratory data analysis, feature engineering, model training, model deployment, and the testing and the optimization. We'll quickly discuss this one. Now, guys, when you are framing the problem, when you want to frame the problem, remember, guys, at least you have to ask these 10 questions. Okay. What exactly is the problem? How to solve this? Before to start everything, you want to ask these questions. What exactly is the problem? What is the problem should be well defined. How to solve this one? How to solve it? Who are the customers? Who is my target audience? How much it will cost? What will be the approximate cost for this one? How much team? What is the team that I require? The appearance of the product. How it should be displayed. Supervised or unsupervised? What is the algorithm that I have to use? Is that online or batch learning? Which type of algorithms? How to get data? Is that from the API, or is that by using a survey, or is that using a web scraping? Like data gathering is the first thing. I told that by using API method or web scraping, and also there are something by using data engineering process. You can maintain a data warehouse. By using a data warehouse, you can't get the data from just a database. Because you are having the transaction data. You can't, by transaction data, you can't do the predictions. You want to have the historical data. So you want to have a data warehouse. There you can fetch the data. And also, if you want to take the big data, there is something called big data clusters, Spark clusters. From there, you can fetch the data. And the data preprocessing. I have told this one in the preprocessing. There are some missing values. There are some outliers. Okay, you want to remove the redundant data and remove the outline. And there are some like, now if you consider about one column and another column, the sizes of those columns are different. When you are having two large difference of those sizes of those columns, it is difficult to visualize. So you want to have some kind of similarity measure. We call it as the feature scale. We are dividing it and get some. Exploratory data analysis. That means you want to clearly identify what is the relationship between your data. That means you have to thoroughly study about the input and the output. You want to do visualization, visualize and understand how is the behavior of the data. And you can 2 by 2 check the data. We call as the bivariant analysis. You can do 2 by 2 and also 3 by 2. And also if you consider in one column, you can consider about the mean, mode, and the standard deviation, median, mean value. All of those things you can figure out and check it. And also if there is an imbalance data, like in the image processing, if you're having a cat, the cat data, you will have in 1,000 and you have millions of dog data. That means there is an imbalance. You have to have the balanced data. Feature engineering and the selection, I have already told. Feature engineering and the model training. Now, guys, there are different types of models, okay? But you want to have the best model for this one. So how do you do that one? There are some metrics to identify what is the best suited model, okay? Something called the linear metrics, kernel metrics, ensemble learning, neural networks, clustering, okay? First of all, there are some measures about performance measures related to those models. You can try out by using the data set, you can figure out these things and you have to get the highest accuracy. Okay, the model deployment. Model, after creating the model, you want to put it to a pickle file, something called the pickle file. And after that, this pickle file, you can generate a JSON format. Okay, you can build up a API. Okay, now when the person is inserting the things to a form, the data, first of all, it will go to a server, and using a Python app, it will go to the API. Okay, you do not want to think this thing too much. I will be explaining when in the next day we are doing end-to-end implement. There will be discussing. Now testing, we are doing a beta testing. Beta testing means, guys, you are what we call you are releasing it to the very trustworthy target audience and getting the feedback from them. After getting the feedback, only you have to do the optimization. Okay, you have to do model backup, data backup, load balancing, those things, and you want to do the modifications of your model. Then only you will release to the whole world. Right, guys, we'll see now what is this data engineering, for the 4 domains. What are these 4 domains, and understand. The data engineer, guys. Data engineer, that is the first phase, guys. So, if you want to become a data engineer, your job roles are the scrape data. It means you have to have you want to collect the data and build up the data warehouses and build the data pipelines. Those things you want to do. And the skills that you want to require is you want to have a thorough knowledge of data structures and algorithm, and database management system like NoSQL data and the SQL data, SQL databases, and at least Java, Python, and also the R Scala knowledge you want to have. Some kind of cloud platforms like AWS and the distributed system knowledge. This means a genuine data engineer, not intern, and also have the knowledge of the data pipelines. What do you call the data analyst? Data analyst, what they are doing? They are visualizing. Okay. Then the responsibilities are the cleaning of the raw data and doing the visualization. creating reports. You want to have the statistical programming knowledge, R, SAS program, Python, and you should have the analytical knowledge. Also storytelling. You want to, in the business field, you want to give the, you want to tell to the audience about the visualization. And data analyst is related with the business analyst also. The business analyst is more like the managerial level thing. Data analyst is more into the engineering domain. Data scientist. Data scientist is like, he is a person who knows statistics more than the software engineer, and who knows software engineering more than the statistician. Okay. In the data scientist domain, statistician, as a person who is good in statistics also can apply. A person who is very good in mathematics also can apply. That means who has done advanced mathematics also can apply for data scientist. Who has done advanced statistics also can apply for this one. And also a person who has done data science also can apply for this one. So, but data science is different because he knows more software engineering domain than the statistician. And also, he knows more statistics than software engineering. So guys, what he's doing, they are doing the predicting. Okay, now data analyst is doing what's that? He's identifying the patterns. By using these patterns, what the data scientist is doing, he's considering about the predictions. That means the normal thing is model creation. Okay, normal, but in a normal, very small company, end-to-end implement you have to do. ML engineer, what is the responsibilities of the ML engineer? Very small thing. You actual ML engineer, you want to do like building after building up the model, you want to do the incorporate with the deployment phase. So deploying machine learning models to a product ready environment. That means you are doing batch learning or the online learning part. Yeah, after building up the model, but you're doing a deployment phase. And also the continuous monitoring you want to do. You want to have the skill set like some kind of mathematical knowledge you should have, programming knowledge like R, Java, Python, Scala, distributed system, modeling knowledge, and the algorithms. And I have done a comparison here, the data analyst, the required skill sets here. You can go through that one because the time is moving. You can go through that one and do. And in the singular medium class, I have done how to apply for the USA company. There is something called the angel list. There we have gone and apply for that one. Since the time is moving, I will wrap up the things here, and you can go there and check it. Okay, thank you very much, guys.